So, we're almost in December. In fact, as I record this today, we're exactly a month away from Christmas, which might be a good or a bad thing depending on how you look at it. But when it comes to the weather, the beautiful snow that we sometimes get in the UK can really play havoc, particularly when it comes to travelling. And we've seen that this past week or so in a large part of the UK, as most of the country was blanketed in snow last week. Now, breakdown coverage company GEM has warned motorists as winter weather sweeps in about what you can actually do. The best driving tips when it comes to driving in difficult conditions, snowy, icy conditions in the United Kingdom. I already did a video last week going over, why UK drivers are so bad in the snow. So if I can help educate you guys on how better to drive in difficult conditions on the road, I will happily do that. So let's dive into this article here, guys, which is on the motoringchronicle.com as always. Road and Safety Breakdown Organisation GEM Motoring Assist is advising drivers to plan journeys carefully as snow and ice are expected to cause further disruption this week. Many journeys will be more difficult and treacherous when there is a fall of snow, and GEM is encouraging drivers to reduce the chance of risk, delay, and difficulty on the road. Pressure on breakdown organisations is likely to increase at this time, with car batteries at risk of failing in the low temperatures. But the good news is that most breakdowns are avoidable, so it pays to spend a few minutes preparing your car before you set off. As a minimum, GEM urges all drivers to check fuel or battery levels, as well as oil, screen wash and lights. A careful look at the weather forecast should be a part of everybody's journey planning as well. You can actually set them up on your phone as well. If you have like the BBC weather app, like I do, for example, you can set up weather warnings. So if there's a weather warning in your area, it'll flash up on your phone as a notification. So if anything serious is on the way, that's usually a good way to get pre-warned. GEM head of road safety James Luckhurst said, "It will be cold and unsettled through this week with frequent snow showers in some areas and the threat of icy conditions for many. Conditions are expected to remain challenging into the weekend with high winds and heavy rain sweeping into affect all parts." That is, what was it, Storm Bert. Storm Bert is still here. It's currently lashing it down outside with rain currently, which causes problems of its own. Maybe not as bad as snow, but it's not great when it's really bad and wet on the roads. We encourage drivers to plan carefully ahead before setting out and to consider postponing unnecessary journeys if conditions are difficult. By doing so, you will be avoiding a lot of potential trouble for yourself and ensure you don't put any additional strain on emergency and recovery crews who will be at full stretched in the coming days, even with significantly reduced traffic volumes. So here are some tips from GEM, 6 tips in total to stay safe, try and prevent a breakdown or an accident before it happens in bad weather in the winter. In snowy or icy conditions, don't drive unless you need to. If you have to make a road journey, ensure your car is properly equipped with for the likely conditions. Now that includes things such as a snow shovel as well. When it's really bad weather outside, always take some kind of shovel with you. That will really help if you get caught, because otherwise you're shoveling with your hands, which is not fun. That is really not fun. And then even you're in danger of frostbite and stuff if you haven't got really good gloves on. Listen for weather updates and plan your travel accordingly. Ensure your mobile phone is fully charged before you set off. Don't underestimate that. Never leave the house without a fully charged phone or something like it, just in case you need to call for help. You might be stuck in an area without much phone signal, and if you're on low battery and you need to walk to somewhere with phone signal, it might have run out by the time you get there. Don't regret doing that. Keep your speeds down. Leave plenty of space between yourself and the vehicle in front. Don't overtake snowplows and gritter trucks, and be ready for sudden changing conditions. Absolutely. Don't overtake anybody when the weather conditions are bad like that. It's down. What is it? When it's icy, you're meant to leave 6, 7 car gap, something like that. Just take your time. If you're being slow, you're being careful. Something to keep in mind though, always try and keep your momentum if you're going uphill in icy conditions. But other than that, take it steady. Very few people have crashed because they've been going too slow, unless it's on the motorway or something like that. That's kind of it, really. But in these kind of conditions, take it slow because you might regret going too fast round a corner. Remember that driving in winter conditions can be hard work, so ensure you build in breaks into your journey. Absolutely. Mentally, maybe not physically so much nowadays with cars being relatively easy to drive, but mentally, of course, that is a big toll on you. The concentration levels, and I find this when doing long journeys on the motorway, 100, 200, 300 mile journeys on the motorways, which I've done sometimes in days. You're just mentally absolutely drained by the end of it because you're concentrating. You don't realize you're concentrating so much until you get home have a cup of tea, get the telly on or something, then you realize, oh man, I am wasted. You almost feel hungover in a way. You just want to go to bed and sleep. It's horrible. And it's also a good idea to pack some essentials in your car in case you get stuck, such as a warm coat, a shovel, charging cables, water, and snacks. Yeah, doesn't hurt to be over prepared. Being under prepared is not good in these conditions. But there we go, guys. Just some advice really when it comes to winter weather driving. And yeah, we'll give you some more tips for you guys as well. These I mean, I give some little bits of driving there, how to do it and stuff like that, but in terms of actually being prepared for it, that's what these tips are mainly for, just to try and help prevent some kind of breakdown, some kind of problem. But yeah, for some more winter weather and other kind of driving tips and motoring news, keep it tuned here to themotoringchronicle.com, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the bell as well, and we'll see you very soon. Have a good one.